All right, welcome finally to the reorganization vlog or reorganization bookshelf. It's here, long awaited. This is going to take a long time. All right, so now that my bookshelves are pretty much full, now we gotta reorganize because a lot of this is a lot of hodgepodge. And I want to bring in my historical romances to this bookshelf. So designated to just all historical romances. This bookshelf is out in my living room, and I do have a bookshelf in our master bedroom where all my historical romances were before, and I'll show that to you here in a second. But yeah, let's just get started. All right, so first I'll show you the shelves, and then we'll go over the plan, the strategy. All right, so these are my IKEA shelves out in my living room. Right now I have my classics, and I started doing my YA stuff. Quickly has dissolved. As you can see, there's some historical romance, hodgepodge, some more randomness. My newer purchases right there. So I want to get a shelf for Jennifer L. Armentrout. I have a lot of some fantasy here, and then Twilight, some more fantasy, SJM shelf, and some other YA and stuff like that. Then I have some dark contemporary romances and dark romances, dark contemporary, some random hodgepodge, some more YA, and then historical romances. So I can already know that a lot of my historical romances are going to be double stacked, and my plan, I won't be able to do that today in this video, but I will be getting like a little spice rack or something that's expandable so I can make it elevated in the back so I can see those, so that'll help. So on to the next shelf. Okay, so as you can see, a little bit of a mess. Haven't been recording in here mainly because it's winter and it's really cold, and this is in front of a window, so I definitely don't want it to be here. So I do definitely want to get a different bookcase eventually, maybe like a cubed bookcase. That is a sewing machine that I'm borrowing from a friend. And yeah, so a lot of my hodgepodge, I still have my books that was going to be from the August Women's Readathon. I didn't put them all away. I have some of my contemporaries back here, some more of my contemporaries, so I want to move those into the IKEA shelves. And these are already donation ones, really old copies that I just are unreadable because of the state of the book. Instead of my TBR, they were there. Everything on the bottom of this shelf are books that I have read and enjoyed. A lot of the pocketbook ones, I just want to I wanted to showcase them. And I want to move these somehow to the IKEA shelves, since I most likely will be filming there more often. And I want to put them in one of the bottom two shelves to kind of show in the back of my videos, because I really like those. So these ones I've read recently, except for the pocketbooks. I have a Joanne Lindsay pocketbook there, which I love that cover. So yeah, so that's usually what I've been doing, which just, I will probably keep these here as my red shelves. And we'll see, because I think in my historical romance shelves, I want it to be romance authors I want to get to for 2024. And these, a lot of these are going to be moved over. So all the Mary Ballogs are going to be moving to my IKEA shelves because I want to prioritize her for this coming year. So these are 3 stacked. And as you can tell, it's great to see the titles, but it's hard to really access them and see them. And that's kind of why I want to move them over. I wish there was like another shelf, a couple more shelves on this shelf, on this bookshelf, a couple more books, shelves on this bookcase, but that's what we got. All right, so those are the bookshelves. So step 1 is to move the books off the shelves onto the floor and then dust the shelves. And then I'm gonna organize by genre, and then within the genre by publisher and author, depending on, because some publishers, the heights difference are really annoying. So it's gonna be genre, mostly author, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, check in. So as you can tell, I didn't change any of my classic, and I do need to get bookends because that drives me nuts. It always falls over. This is my Gone with the Wind copy. I actually got this at an antique store. It's like the oldest book because it's like a 1935 published from Gone with the Wind. So my oldest book. It's definitely an oldie. Yeah, it drives me up the wall. It drives me up the wall. Got my lighter contemporary romances-ish, going by like the spines and such. I know some of these are probably a little more spicier than others. Then I got my darker, more forbidden ones in here. So yeah, so here we go. Alright, next is going to be these bottom shelves here. I'm going to move you. these bottom shelves here, I'm gonna start doing YA. I really have a lot of any other kind of YA. It's usually YA fantasy. I am also, as I'm going, you're not really seeing it, I'm unhauling some books because I want to be a little more cutthroat. I'm like, if I'm really not enjoying them, or I don't really like that copy, like a lot of the book of the month copies, like just drive me up the wall the way they look. So I'm being a little more cutthroat. So I'm sure an unhaul video will be coming. But yeah, okay, so next let's do YA. Now at this point that I realized that I didn't adjust the shelves. Here we go. This is what we got. Alright, so this is what we got so far. Classics. Okay, we got that. And now I did the top, dusted that. Now we have the bottom sections here. So I think I'm just going to clear these off. I'm going to... Tell my daughter. I'm going to dethrone Sarah J. Maas down here somewhere, I think. Don't know where I'm going to put her. But I do want to have Jennifer Armentrout. Probably put Armentrout here. Sarah J. Maas on here. You'll still probably be able to see in videos Sarah J. Maas right there. So, we'll see. We'll see. It's coming together. It's coming together. As you can tell, I had to adjust the shelf. Realized after I did it. Now I'm going to put this shelf down and dust all these. This is how it's going. I am taking a break now. The little one hurt herself trying to help. This is an atrocity. Oh Lord. So many. And this are the unhauls. Okay, it has been 2 weeks since I did this. So yeah. Life happened. That is so hard to say. Oh yeah, the weekend after I got 50% done, and then the weekend after my sister was visiting and other things happened with work and things like that, and I'm just like, especially this last week, I've just been falling asleep at night from home, so it's been very, very exhausting. So I'm gonna see how much I can get done tonight. So it's a Monday, it's a work from home day, so the kids have gone to bed, so I'm trying to see if I can finish this up. So these front ones, let me show you. So these IKEA shelves in the living room, I worked on a little bit today. while the kids were up, and I just kind of organized. So this one was last time you saw. This was a hot mess. So I went through and organized. I have a lot of my singles, or I don't have as many that I haven't read. So this is truly, this whole shelf is like my TBR. TBR historical romance shelf. These I want to say majority I haven't read. A lot of the Lisa Kleypas and Amanda Quicks I have, but as I've said before, it's been years, so I'm trying just rereading them again for the first time, kind of a thing. So now I will probably do a video on my priority of historicals for 2024. However, with that said, yeah, these are a lot of my singles that I have yet to read that I'm interested in reading very soon, or if I don't have as many of them in my mass market. And this whole shelf is Mary Balog. So this is truly the order I'm planning on trying to read these. So I try to get it into series order as much as possible. So, which you know how that is. And then I have Victoria Alexander, and I want to try. Kerrigan Byrne, love her so far. Some Loretta Chases. Christina Dodd, I read her years ago, so I'm interested in, and I haven't ironically been able to find a lot of hers in the thrift store, so looking forward to reading more of those. A couple of Shannon Drakes, Susan Enochs, and then back here is just some Catherine Coulters that I'm not as excited to read those or as interested, but still want to keep that back there. And as I mentioned before, I will definitely, I don't know when, maybe I'll do it for like a reset vlog or something, but I will definitely get a shelf in the back so those can be raised so I can see them. And down here, these are Lorraine Heath. Then I have Elizabeth Hoyt's, and then Madeline Hunter, Johanna Lindsay's in the back, and then some random like Sabrina Jeffries and Sophia Nash, and Jordan's out there. Not Nash, but Jordan is back there. I haven't tried those either. Lisa Kleypas. Ironically, I thought I had a lot more, but I don't. So one of them I have read a lot this past couple of years. So like the Wallflower series, those are all back in my other shelf in the bedroom. Then we have some Sarah McLean's, Monica McCartney I'm interested in reading, Kat Martin. Then I have a lot of Kat Martins back here. So I have a lot of those. Then I have some Joanna Shoots back here as well, just because I just don't have room. And Lindsay Sands. So I have a lot of Lindsay Sand. And then Joanna Shoop. And then I have the Sophia Nash there as well. And then this one is primarily Stephanie Lauren's. Wanting to start hers as well. So this is very similar to Mary Balog. So I'm starting with the series I want to start first. It's on the left. So I know this is related to the Black Cobra one. So I want to read the Bastion Club first, and then make my way to read the Buccaneer ones, which is probably like a pirate romance, hopefully in the summer, and then read her Sinster novels, which are very dark romances, which I like. I don't have the first one yet, but so starting with those. And I think, I can't recall. Yeah, and then I have my Julia Quinn's back there, which Julia Quinn, and then I have Kathleen Woodowist back here too as well. Those are the ones I want to read the backlist. I want to start, I read a lot of their novels, and I just try, well, Julia Quinn, trying to want to read the backlist of that as well. And Kathleen Woodowist only has like 15 books, so I'm trying to read hers as well. So those are on the agenda. Obviously, I won't be able to get all these done in 2024, but it's a good start. All right, and then we have my classics. So we have the classic shelves. Multiple copies of Jane Eyre, because I love Jane Eyre. And I'm really interested in reading Thomas Hardy. The classics. A couple of Wuthering Heights. Not as my favorite as Jane Eyre, but there you go. And of course, my lovely cloth editions of from Penguin Classics for Jane Austen. I also have a bind up that I initially had, but I most recently had this, so yeah. Then this is like my contemporary romance shelf. Some Make Habits that I found at libraries, so I'm looking forward to reading those. I did enjoy them, so I have a feeling they might not have aged as well, but you see there. And then Nora Roberts. I don't know if anybody has heard of this, but I love the series by Nora Roberts. It's like so good. Follows these 4 friends that open up a like wedding service, and they each do like a service there. One does flowers, photography, the cake, and then one is the wedding planner. So it's so good. I don't know why people haven't talked about it more. And this one is like a dual story set in here. It has over reflecting around ballet. So I really enjoyed this one as well. And this is my dark romance shelf. Gotta love my Sarah Kate. 50 Shades. I have not read this version yet, but I did find those at the library sale, so looking forward to that. Loved this one. I still need to read that. Top 3 of 2022, as well as Forget Me Not. And then I haven't read this one either. Gothicana was my top 3 of 2022 as well, so I love that. I read this. I didn't realize how big it was because I read it on KU at the time, so it was kind of interesting. Very, very dark, but I liked it. And then Still Beating, I haven't read yet. And then these are my YA, which kind of feeds over to the top shelf or the middle shelf here. So my YA, love the series. Haven't read some of those here. Used to love the series. And then I have Chima, which I'm really interested in reading this. I read the first one of this years ago, so I want to reread that series. Loved Hunger Games. Interested in this one. Really interested in that one. And then, of course, I loved the Fallen series. I never heard of the Hush Hush series, but I was introduced to this as the Angel, so I am still interested in the Hush Hush series, but I probably would just get that at the library and check those out instead of buying those first to see if I like them. So I've only read the first one of this one. And then down below my bottom shelf, of course, I read the Vampire Academy series, and this is the only one I've been able to find at library sales, but definitely want more of these. This is my first edition, like book collector's edition of Twilight. It actually has it's signed, has a ribbon bookmark. It was gifted to me years ago, and it has beveled edges. Hold on. And it has beveled edges, so which is like or deckled, I guess that's what it's called. So you got that, and then here you go. It's signed, and it has the red ink at the chapter heads, so you saw there. So that was really cool. So, and it's like a leather bound as well. But yeah, I just really like it. So got that. So we got other ones there. I am really interested in reading these ones for this year as well. Of course, the 3 Harry Potters I have. I'm trying to find the other ones at library sales. And then I only own the first 2 of this, and I haven't read these either. Alright, so as you can tell, I have a little bit of a piece and parcel from library sales, so I don't have haven't read the series. I'm really interested in reading the series, like a princess YA series. Size sounds really interesting. I definitely want to read this one really soon as well as the Remnant Chronicles. So those are like my top 2 fantasies I want to be reading. Favorite 2023. So good, and I'm so excited and looking forward to book 2. I think it comes out in March. Looking forward to reading these. I haven't read this one either. So none of these I've read yet. And then a new release of Cassandra Clare, interested in reading that. I probably will read it when it gets closer to the second book, to be honest. All time, oh my gosh, I love this series. So this was my most recent Christmas gift, was these here. I already had owned this one, so Pride and Joy here. Love these so much. And then her newest series, haven't read it yet. And I've only read On the Shadow and Ember, so I'm actually going to be rereading. I want to reread these. I think I might just reread these and then go again. So I don't know. I just love them so much that I've read so far. I just haven't read The War of Two Queens yet. So yeah, these ones, I haven't read those. And then we have all of this. As you can kind of tell, I've stopped trying to do genre in alphabetical order for author. It kind of didn't work very well, so it kind of ended up being a hodgepodge a little bit. So I kind of was trying to do more height because it was kind of annoying me. So and it's just, I'm working on building my library, so once I'm starting to tailor it more to what I like, what I'm interested in. So as I'm doing that, I think it's gonna work more that way. So we have these. These I had not read. I have read all these. I am currently reading CC3. Not my favorite, but absolute favorite. And if I was going to tier rank them, and really love these. I think Air of Fire was actually my favorite out of these. And then here, couldn't really fit them anywhere else, but a lot of fantasy, romance, fantasy, kind of mixed. Haven't read these either. And then I have some Brandon Sanderson starting there, Samantha Shannon. I really want to read this year. And I know she's re-releasing at least 3 other sequels in this series, in this look, in this cover. So I think it's being like revised by the author. So look forward to those. I think I actually will pre-order those. And then some V.E. Schwab. I haven't read those, of course. And we have that. So, alright. So, that's the little bookshelf tour for in here. I'm just going to go show and try to organize the shelf that I have out here, and I'll explain more in the next clip. And then I'll show you the books that I'm going to be unhauling. So, okay, so disregard the lighting and the really bad photo op and laundry you see in the back. But hello, how are you? Alright. Okay, so these are the ones that I'm unhauling so far. Really, they're just the ones I got mainly at library sales. I just don't want to read or feel like I'm interested really anymore. I wanted to be really cutthroat and really be honest with myself. And some of these I may have just hauled not too long ago, but I only paid like $1 or something for them, so it's not too bad. But yeah, and some of these are book of the month editions, and I'm just like, it's really annoying with the way they look. I just chose them so I wouldn't, lose my place in that thing. So that's kind of why I don't do book of the month anymore. I want to really, that's when it really kind of started. I'm starting to get more into what I really I'm interested in. It's kind of like when I'm starting at like library sales as well. It's just, am I really interested in this book? Especially when they don't have all of the books in the series that's there. It's kind of just holding me off kind of thing there. So I'm trying to rein it in a little bit more. But anyway, I will probably do an unhaul video later. I don't know when, hopefully sometime this month. The way it's been going with work lately, it's just been intense right now. So I don't have much of free time. And if I do have free time, I've really been only reading for like an hour each. That's why it's been taking me so long to read. So an hour or two. at night, if that, and then usually on the weekends, that's usually when I try to read as much, but I still only get maybe 3 hours. So, especially being a mom, full-time work person, it's rough. So, yeah, not interested in these ones. So, these are ones I'm not interested in. I have all of these. This one is a duplicate, as you saw. So I did have the library bound copy that I was able to get. Saw the really nice, pretty revised edition, so I'm going to read that one. And I hear this one really, just as a call out, I don't even want to read that author anymore after hearing some things that I've heard. So just not interested, especially in the writing style. And then I know it's gonna break a lot of hearts, but Shadow and Bone, I really did like the series, and it's really the main YA fantasy series that I started reading like a couple years ago when I first got back into reading a lot again and trying new things. After watching BookTube and everything like that, I just don't think I'm gonna reread these. I do like the show, so I'm still mad that they canceled it. These ones, like I said, pieced and parceled. I'm not really interested in trying these YA versions, so saw the movies in these, and I don't think I'm really gonna read the books. So same thing for the print weeks. Book of the month. I recently just read these. It's really frustrating. For some reason I was thinking they're like fantasy. They're fine. They're contemporary. Like, they're just okay. So I'm gonna read a third one and then unhaul the third one, and I'll unhaul that one as well. Bewitched. This was gifted to me, and I don't think I'm just going to read. I just don't think I'm interested in continuing on. I will read the Rhapsodic by this author, but I just don't think Lord of the Last is for me. So I will probably just, in most of these, I will just be gifting away anyway back to the library. So I don't. For me, it's just a lot of energy to try to sell these. It's just. And I'd rather free the space and free my mind and get rid of them by giving them away back to the library and giving back that way, being able to, since a lot of these I got from the library, and if I did purchase in full price, someone else will gain a benefit from it as well. So just like I did for these. So it's all about giving back. What's it called? The whole thing of the giving and receiving, just kind of keeping in a loop. So we have same thing for this one. I'm gonna read a third one in this, and then I'm probably just gonna haul those two because they're just okay. I just don't think Stephanie Garber's for me. It's a little too young YA, and the characters are just a little too frustrating. The world just doesn't make sense, and it has to at least make sense. And it's like, you know, when an author would say like it sounds like they just made it up. Well, this is what they mean. There's no resolution. It doesn't make sense. Literally just sound like you're making things up. You're not, I don't know. I just don't like the way the story's telling is being done. But again, book of the month. And then some book of the months. Read the first one, got this at a library. I read it years ago. Excited about it. Very campy, just not good, did not age well. This was the second, and after I remembered, it was just horrible. Really, 4-star, I just don't think I'm going to read it again. Book of the month. I think I read the first one. I don't think I read the second one. I can't remember. These are really good. If I did read that one, I think it was a 5-star. So if I'm going to read historical romance, I want it in a mass paperback, and I'm not a fan of the clip art, so we're not doing that anymore. We're not encouraging that. Publishers need to get back to the basics, please. These are signed, gifted to me by the PR. I just don't like these, and while I'm really excited about them, I just don't think I'm going to read them, and I need the space, and I know I said I was going to get rid of them, but I just have to. There's some classics that I'm never going to read. Try to read one. They're just not for me. These are some really destroyed copies of. They're not readable. They're kind of gross, to be honest. and unfortunately it kills me with the Julie Garwood. I'm just gonna donate them back to the library, let them determine that. But yeah. And then I have, this one's gonna hurt. It hurts me a little bit. I love this series. I never got to read this one, but I just wasn't a fan of the Game of Fate. And then I don't think I'm gonna read these. This is YA, and I don't think I'm just gonna read these magical realism. So I don't know. I'm just don't have an interest anymore. And then again, I don't know if what you can see. Not very much. Okay, hold on. So I wasn't a fan of the first one in the series, Lorraine T's Western. I read that for Historical Helens Club a couple years ago. I'm just not a fan of her Western, so I don't think I'm going to read that. And these ones are just duplicates, so for that. This one is a duplicate. I have the paperbacks in the first three, and then the hardback in the fourth one. I just don't need 2 copies, and I actually prefer the paperback just because it's easier to read. So yeah. Picked this one up a few years ago for my birthday spend, and I know they're good. I'm just out of here. I'm just not into the kind of writing style that this author does, and I need a writer who actually will finish. So there we go. So let's just say questionable material on his female characters. I'm not interested in reading that or spending my time reading that. So, and then these are just, again, book of the month. I haven't read these, but I'm just not going to read these and that whole thing. So that is what it is. And here we go. We have some more hauls. I read Crave. I just don't think I'm going to read this series. It's just not for me. I guess that's the way to say it. This was Piece and Parcel. I'm just not going to be able to read. It's not interested in reading that. And I think I never read this and I wanted to. I think it's just, I don't know. I might keep these for my kids, but I don't know if I want to read these for myself. So we'll see. That's still debatable, but if I need to, I can always, we'll see if they're ever interested in, I should say. So I'm probably just going to donate these to the library, to be honest. So basically, everything you've seen here are probably going to be donated to the library. Sorry for the bad lighting. We're adjusting it down here. So next, we have to organize the shelf. So I'm not really too concerned with the shelf because I will be getting a new shelf in the next couple months. So, and it is what it is right now. And like I said, this is in my master bedroom. It's where I usually filmed a lot of my videos before. But we'll see. I want to get a new shelf so it looks a little nicer. Of course, as you know, what inspired the IKEA shelves up there was because a lot of things get placed in front of this bookshelf, which is really annoying. So it makes it hard for me to access my historical romances, and it being stacked like they are now, it's even more frustrating to get kind of to them because, you know, they're stacked in the back. So I think I've repeated this before or said this before, but that's where we're at. So the lowdown, everything you see here, these are all the books that I've read on the past couple of years. Caveat is, majority of these I have read the Julie Garwood's. Like I said, I read her years ago. I probably have read these before. Stories sound familiar. I just haven't read them in, 15 years? So, you know, time, I forget things. So, and some of these Two Dead Rose I know are, I may not have read these either, so, but these are the pocketbook covers, and so these will probably stay here for now. I do want to eventually move these because the pressure on the books, it does not do well on the spine. And as you probably saw before, I've been on my IKEA shelves, I just spaced them up a little bit closer to the edge of the bookcase because that actually helps, makes the bookcases look full, and it helps with airflow. So it kind of, I know me putting my paperbacks behind it kind of negates that, but trying to put as much space as I can to the back of the bookshelf actually helps take care of your bookshelves. So of course, as you can see here, I have one Tinder's the Storm that showcased. I have a lot of my Testadaires. Here, let me bring you closer. So I have a lot of my Eloisa Janes, my Testadaires, love her, Drew Devereaux, Kate Bateman, some more Johanna Lindsay ones I read. So this is all the red shelf. So I just try to, once I read it, I put it here. So I most recently just read The Hunter. So that's there. That was actually, this jar was actually my kind of like one shelf challenger kind of thing I wanted to do out there. I'm not sure if I'll keep doing that, but we have Julia Quinn's, and then all my other Bridgertons as well. So I think these ones are the actual step back ones that I actually was so excited to find this past summer. So yeah, let me know if you're interested in like a video just showing the step backs or just going over a physical TBR in general, or just a physical TBR with historical romances. So let me know if you're interested in that. It's gonna take a little time, but we'll see what we can do. So yeah, Julia Quinn there. Of course, again, the Magic. Love it. Absolute favorite. I think it's literally, again, the Magic and the Highwayman are my most favorite so far of top tier of historical romances. So we got there. So this is what we're left with. So after organizing and kind of prioritizing my reads for out there, this is the hot mess that I just threw them on the shelves here. So I have a lot of the paranormal romances, as you'll see here. I do want to read these. This is a fantasy romance. So I'll probably pull that forward at least a little bit because I do want to read those, and I'll probably read that at least this series probably in September now. But yeah, a lot of paranormal, and then this is just a bunch of hubbubaloo. All my pocketbooks, my hardcover romances, or trade paperbacks. You can see the Inheritance games. That's gonna be unhauled kind of thing. So just for now, the shelf is just gonna be, as you can see, is a catch-all for all my stuff. I need to get like a basket for all of my like book reader things and tabs or whatever. So to come sometime. Alright, so basically I'm just going to try to group these. These are not going to be in particular order. I'm just going to group these at least by author name. It's not going to be pretty in order. It's going to drive me insane. Just a little bit. I'm going to die inside each time. But we got to make do. I don't want to put too much energy in it until I get my new bookshelf. So it is what it is. Montage commence. is like a really bad shelf. I really need a basket, guys. There we be. It's as organized as it will get for now. I don't think you saw, but that little teacup was, I was doing like I pick an author, read as much as I could of that author. Since I have an idea and I'm going to mood read most of my TBR, I don't, as I point on IKEA shelves, I don't know if I'll do that this year, but we'll see. I think it'd be more fun for me just to mood read. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts, cause I really don't know. I don't know at all. All right. So there you go. That's like, as I said, hodgepodge. We'll get there. Papers and all that kind of fun stuff, but that is it. All right. So Unhaul. I don't think I'm going to read this one. April and I kind of DNF'd this one, and it's like the 6th book in the Mallory Anderson series, and it's really the Christmas one. I'm really not a fan of that series. There's only like 2 that I really actually liked a lot. I started reading this one a long time ago. I got it for free from Stuff for Kindle Day, and I realized actually I've owned a physical of it too, and it's not a fan. I wasn't in love with the writing, so. And then these 2 go back to IKEA shelves, because I'm pretty sure as you saw, my daughter helping me, I'm pretty sure she moved these over, so she's just trying to help. It's so cute. Alright, so that is it. I don't know exactly how great editing Crystal would be at this, but I'm so sorry it took you guys so long to wait on me to do this, but here it is. the organization. I'm sure another one will be coming soon, whenever I eventually get new shelves, but we'll see how that is. But that is for now. I'm sure as I get new books in for the new releases of the pre-order, I'll just fiddle around. I do like to stare at them and just kind of peruse them. And I have to say, it is really nice coming out here and walking in the morning and seeing books in the morning with a coffee. It's very soothing. Oh yeah, I'll be posting my goals here soon too as well, because now that I have all these here, I can really concentrate on focusing. For me, I have to see it. So I'll be able to concentrate and focus on these as being my primary TBRs, whatever have you, with prioritizing them with vlogs and what have you. Let me know if there's anything, would you guys be interested in seeing like historical romance TBR, or just the step backs, or like physical TBR of all my books? Just let me know, or whatever you'd like to see with this kind of whole thing. So I just want to make sure that I want to do it and that you're actually going to be interested in seeing it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please give me a thumbs up if you have, and subscribe if you haven't already. That really helps my channel out. I have all my links down below, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye.